Hello everyone, Switched Off here. I decided to do another fairy video about Discord. This was actually asked about my girlfriend if I could do this as a fairy video, which I said yes. Ever since she mentioned this, I thought, okay, this is a good fairy. And let me say this. What if Star Swirl the Bearded made Discord by his own magic and called himself as Sun? How would you react if Star Swirl the Bearded was the one who's responsible for creation of Discord as part of his own spells? If I was introduced that theory, I would thought, wow, that would bring a new level of curious, wondering, and even more debating within the fandom itself. But I would say if Star Swirl made Discord and called him Sun, I don't even know myself how to react. But I think this is actually not as a very good theory. Just imagine that Star Swirl made this Discord by his own magic and raised him as a son and discovered that Discord has its own unique powers that he can literally create items and even work and alter the entire fabric of space-time and even with even the basic reality. That would make him even surprised that his own creation, so-called Sun, has a new type of magic that is even beyond his own and even beyond an alicorn-based magic. And even if so, that he tries to keep Discord a secret from any other opponents, just in case that they will fear him because how he looks like and how powerful he is. Mostly because they will probably call him freak, monster, or at least freak or monster is the best words that I can imagine they call him. I think Star Swirl would try to hide Discord even from the public, even the princesses, as in order to keep him safe and not being harmed. But that would not be as much as very hard to predict, since Discord has its own unique powers. That would make him almost impossible to even control, to even have any eye on. Even if for one moment he is on the floor trying to use his own magic to hovering balls or toys, and the next moment he's gone, he teleports to another part on Equestria, and then Star Swirl will have to try to find him. And even he tried to find him, and soon there must be the information about Discord must have come out, and Star Swirl trying to keep him hidden, even that is a very hard problem. Even if that is so, what if Star Swirl did made him, and that Discord showed to be uncontrollable in at some point, that his powers is growing too fast, and it is unpredictably how to control them? How would Star Swirl react? He raising him alone, and that maybe he's introduced him to Celestia and Luna as very young and trying to make them friends. And perhaps at some point they might be friends, and that Star Swirl at some point later on, when he and the other pillars are fighting off this pony of shadows in order to make this, in order to disappear. How would Discord react to this? Well, it might be one since we know that Discord ruled Equestria 1,000 years ago at some point. So it might be possible, even if this theory is just basically a theory. What if this, even if the Discord found out that his own father or his creator, Star Swirl, has disappeared in the middle of nowhere without any trace, and that he tried to find him, and hearing that his own father had disappeared without saying a word or even saying goodbye to his son, and that he just disappeared, feeling that he's abandoned his own son, and that he's abandoned by Star Swirl, and not even loved that he didn't love him. He was afraid how he looks like and about his powers, that he was so afraid even just being around him. That he may try to that he believes that his Star Swirl tried to make friends with Discord, so if he was gone, he could have other friends to look after him. But even if that is true, what if Star Swirl didn't try to make other friends to look after him if he was gone for some time? After like traveling around the Equestria looking for new spells or working on like a babysitter or something. But even if so, Discord might have still felt abandoned, unloved by his own father, believing that Star Swirl didn't love him, that he disappeared because he didn't love him, that he didn't care about Discord, about how he is, and that he hated him, afraid about his own unique appearance and his unique magic. But that is not the case. Even if they try to ask the princesses for answers why and where the Star World ended, and even if they did tell them that they don't know where he is and what happened to him, that would be the truth. But Discord wouldn't even first wouldn't first believe them, because he would say, you're lying to me. Where's my father? Where's my father? Tell me what my father is. But they would say, we don't know Discord. Please understand, we don't know where it is. We all know that he was with his friends, the other heroes, trying to fight off a villain, but that's all we know. And that's basically what I believe would happen. That would make Discord feeling unwanted, unloved, hated, and leave the Equestria and return later on as an adult to try to take over Equestria. And then he turned into stone twice. But then at some point after he came back the second time and has been reformed, and that this information of that Star Swirl might be Discord's father has not even revealed to the main six, just in case of that something else would happen, not even to believe it. And especially for Discord, if they had found out that if his own father has been revealed to be Star Swirl, how would Twilight react? The greatest wizard of all time in Equestria turns out to be Discord's own father, made him by magic. How would her friendship with Discord been afterwards? And how would it be for between Fluttershy and Discord, in how their friendship would be after he or she found out that Discord's father is Star Swirl? And how would Discord find out later on in season 8 or season 7 when the Star Swirl and the other pillars returned, but out of nowhere? How would he react and he's seeing his own father? Father? Discord? I don't know exactly what happened, but that but what if that Discord never was introduced to the princesses at the beginning, after Star Swirl created him, and that he hid them even from the princesses, all ponies, not in case to be freaked out, calling monsters freak because of his unique magic and his unique appearance. But even if that at some point that Discord finds out that no wait, even if that Star Swirl creates Discord at some point in the past, calling him son and raising him as a son. But later on, that when he had to been received a message from the princesses or the other pillars that the Pony of Shadows has returned and is trying to take over, that he has to make the last mission to stop the Pony of Shadows with other pillars, and that Discord finds out that Star Swirl is gone without any trace, disappeared to nowhere. How would he react? Since his own father had disappeared without saying a word to his own son where he's going, what is going to happen. What if he's leaving a message to his own son that he's going to help with one of his other pillars try to stop a villain? Even if he didn't leave a note behind, how would Discord, even if he's still young, like in 10 or 12, 5 to 10 years old, how would he react that his father at some point is there and the next gone without saying goodbye or any reason why he's gone? It is possible Discord will still feeling hated, abandoned, unloved. That is one of the reasons Discord might feel if Discord didn't know that Star Swirl just disappeared without any trace or any mention where he's going and what's going to happen. Discord might still, as a young, feeling abandoned, unloved. He thinks that the Star Swirl didn't love him, only raised him, or fear him because his unique appearance, unique magic. At some point after that, what happens? He much later finds out that Star Swirl had returned, like in season 7, and then father, Discord, and if he meets Star Swirl in the Canterlot with the other princesses and the main 6, like, just give me a moment here, like if the main 6 and the other princess had no knowledge that Discord was made as from Star Swirl as a son, how would their reaction be? If this, let's say, father, Discord, and they would like ask each other how they know each other, and Star Swirl had to be embarrassed and explain that Discord is his son, made by his magic. And the others would like, what the world? And they will probably ask him, how? Why? Wow? How? Why? Then would be some big question. Star Swirl might have felt alone. Perhaps he didn't have any other relatives alive, no siblings, no parents, and he was like in his old age, and he wanted maybe a child of his own. So he made Discord. But the question, if Discord was made by Star Swirl the Beard, and that Star Swirl disappeared after his battle with the Queen of Shadows, along with the other pillars, how would the childhood of Discord be after being found out that his father disappeared, feeling unloved, abandoned, and that he is feeling that his own father was afraid of him because of his unique appearance and his unique magic? How would Discord's childhood be if that finding out all these feelings, emotions that his own father abandoned him because he hated him, or if he's afraid of his magic or his appearance or something? How would that hate him? Well, it would have made him feeling hateful for any pony at all kinds, and especially feeling revenge against any pony for leaving. If any pony would want to try to make friends with him, people would believe that they were just pretending to be one of his friends and just leave him, abandon him once again as his father did. But if Discord later on meets this Star Swirl again after 1,000 years, and then finds out the truth, that he didn't abandon Discord for any reason, that he wanted, that he loved him, and that he's just was going to have to fight these pony shadows. If he didn't, it would have meant the end of all goodness in an Equestria. He did sacrifice his own life because to save Equestria, and especially his own son, Discord, from harm. And in that might her turning Discord's heart even much touching for it. Feeling and hearing that his own father would have sacrificed his own life to keep him and the others in Equestria safe from any harm from Pointed Shadows, that would make sense. It would. Any parent would sacrifice their own life to save their own children from any harm. So, how would that made this Star Swirl as a parent? Would it made him selfish, unselfish, just thinking about himself, or just thinking about others? I would say that would make him selfish, or he would think not only from himself safety, but he would think about Equestria and especially his son Discord's safety. Even if Discord would have no knowledge what happened to his own father, that would turn him to be a villain. But if Discord, even if Star Swirl and the other pillars managed to rip away upon the shadows without sacrificing his own self in limbo, then Discord might not ever have any revenge or any guilt feelings or ever tried to take over the question. But that is just one of the many possibilities that could happen. But what do you think that Star Swirl could have created Discord and called him a son? Personally, I think this theory is just amazing. And if that was the canon, I would just love to see that happening in the show within season 9. Well, everyone, this was one unique, special theory that I have been asked for, and well, if you have your own opinion about all this, what I've been talking about about this theory, you can leave all this in the comment section below, and I would like to hear all your opinion. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is SwitchW over and out.